Shabbat Shalom, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rechaha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS, who rule well and who teach well. And salutations to the elect, as always. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing. So Father willing, this lesson is edifying. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time around here, like, share, and subscribe. So, plenty of things are going on in Mexico. All right. It's going to be updates as well. You see, I just typed in Mexico in the news section of Google. Okay, and these are, recent stuff. All right, Euronews, 3 hours ago, traveling to Mexico. Here's what you need to know following cartel violence outbreak. Al Jazeera, 20 hours ago. El Mencho's killing won't solve Mexico's cartel problem or anything else. Financial Times, 21 hours ago. Mexico took down drug lord by trafficking his girlfriend. CNN, US tourists stuck in Mexican beach town after drug lords killing sparks wave of violence, yeah? You see? Cartels are set up by the CIA, by the way. All right? When you take down a leader of the cartel, more chaos ensues. See, Jake's trouble has already begun. All right? So CNN, Mexico on edge following drug lords killing. February the 24th, Tuesday, February the 24th, 2026. So he says, what we've covered here, Mexico's most wanted cartel boss, Nemesis, El Mencho, the head of the Jalisco New Generation cartel, was unalived Sunday in a U.S. intelligence-aided Mexican military operation. President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico, right, she's a small hat, said peace, security, and normalcy are being maintained across Mexico after suspected gang members torched buses and businesses while clashing with security forces in the wake of the unaliving. Got to speak like that. Okay, I want these videos to stay up as much as they can. Dozens were deleted in the clashes. Tourists stranded. The U.S. State Department urged American nationals to continue sheltering in place in certain areas as other parts of the country return to normal. The department's 24/7 crisis hotline for U.S. citizens fielded hundreds of calls after several carriers suspended flights to Puerto Vallarta. Okay. Reuters, 17 hours ago, unprecedented military raid is risky gamble for Mexico's Sheinbaum. Yeah, Euronews traveling to Mexico. Here's what you need to know following cartel violence outbreak. It's not wise to go there now. All right, I'm going to have people still do so though. Visitors to the popular resort city of Puerto Vallarta have been told to stay indoors while many flights to and from the airport have been cancelled or rescheduled. You heard about that. Okay. Yeah, tourists in parts of Mexico have been warned to stay inside after violence erupted across the country following the killing of a cartel boss, yeah. So cartel members responded with violence, blocking roads and setting fire to vehicles. While the situation has returned to normal in many parts of the country, the US State Department is still advising its citizens to shelter inside areas, yeah. So it only takes one thing for, for things to blow up like that. The UK's Foreign Commonwealth and Development Office has warned that wherever you are in Mexico, you should stay alert and follow local security advice. It goes on as well. But yeah, if you want updates, just type in Mexico in the news section. Okay. Of Google. Let's go to the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. It's important to know what time we're in. Romans chapter 13, verse 11 reads, "And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believed." You see, that's why knowing the time is imperative, because you then know how to navigate around and about planet Earth. Okay. So it's time to wake up and smell the coffee, man. All right. This ain't the best time to be mirthing it up and, doing all your all the lavish, lovely things you like to do. Of course, you keep things feasible and all right. enjoy yourself here and there, entertain yourself and stuff like that. But you're on high alert, you're circumspect as to what's going on. Okay. And E, you rule the roost. All right. Now it's my turn. Of course, Yahushai has to get his lick back first. I want you to work for me now. That's gonna happen. Okay, in the very near future. Lord Rockefeller, Lord Rothschild, you are so gonna regret crossing me. Oh yes, you are. But we'll bring you up to speed shortly, though. I know that's a big, mighty, nasty pill to swallow, but swallow it you must. Certainly will. You most certainly will. See, Esau thinks he's safe. Right? He knows his kingdom is going down. Okay? The elites, all right, they know they don't have much time left. All right? The regular Joe Six-Pack E might not even have a clue what's going on, but even they're kind of waking up a bit. Yeah, this devil thinks he's good. He's not even close. What? No answer? You didn't think you were gonna do all this wickedness without getting punished now, do you? You're gonna work for me. I'm not growing a garden. You've unalived so many of my people, a lot more than I'm comfortable with. And for that, you gotta pay. Sucks, don't it? The moment you realize you ain't all that. Yeah. Anyways, you got a lot of Babylonians, Americans stuck in Mexico. Of course, and I'm sure, you Israelites too, since Mexico is actually quite affordable. Okay. Yeah, running out of food, right? Stuck there. Them cartels are not letting anything move, man. Trucks, nothing. So the cartels are not playing. Let's go to the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Look at the subheading, Day of the Lord. Right, we'll start at verse 1. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Yeah, that's the Most High's hopeful elect, man. Meanwhile, the world is having fun. To what expense? Many of those Babylonians are going to be raped. Cartel grabbing hostages. Gloves are off now. Okay? Yeah. A lot of people ain't going to expect the return of Hamashiach Yahushai. Verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety. Yeah, the coast is clear. Things are getting back to normal. All right? These people won't be able to escape that predicament. All right? More people will get caught out there, especially approaching, the summertime. All right? Things let up over there. But in general, okay, they're going to think this is my year, the good year. Things are going to turn up even more this year. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. Okay? Lots of people will be calling on the Lord, please, Lord, save me. And the Lord will laugh at their calamity. That reminds me of Proverbs chapter 1. Okay? Meanwhile, you have ICE buying up all these warehouses and converting them into detention centers. Okay? Yeah? Got a lot of bug outs too. By the way, the Lord does not choose weirdos as his representatives here on earth, as his prophets. No way. It's not in his nature to do so. Yeah. So things are really popping off. Arnold Schwarzenegger took steroids in his bodybuilding career. Yeah, he ain't natural, man. Okay. Yeah. A lot of things going on. All right. Cartel henchmen unleash violence after top drug lord unalived in Mexico. Yeah. This clown, 90% of American cheese found to contain hidden GMO ingredient made by Pfizer and linked to aggressive cancer. All right. Devils defiling the food and everything. Glyphosate Roundup weed killer detected in 6 out of 8 breads tested. Yeah. These are the breads. Reminds me of Ezekiel 4 and 13. Let's get that. Ezekiel chapter 4 verse 13 says, And Yahweh said, Even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. Everything's tainted. Nutrients being drained out of the foods. It's chemicals. You're just eating, really. That we're eating. Shall eat poison and live. Okay. You have to eat the best of the worst. Alright. These hormones they give to the chicken and all that. 3D printed meat. Lab grown meat. All these additives and preservatives. A lot of, things like your Fruity Pebble cereals, things like that, banned in European countries. Yeah? You go to the other parts of the world and eat. The food is much better quality. Trump directs US government to prepare release of files on aliens and UFOs. And these devils look from Politico. The strange and totally real plan to blot out the sun and reverse global warming. The sun is adverse to you devils, man. The mRNA COVID-19 vaccines have now officially unalived more Americans than World War I, World War II, and Vietnam combined. Epstein files reveal that the C-19 was planned. Absolutely. See that? I want to see how many people, it's like a test to see who would comply. That's what it was. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, roads closed, flights cancelled, blizzard hits New York City. DW News. Yeah, travel to the US is becoming increasingly dangerous. Innocent tourists end up in camps. Silly African churches. They're like the second to the worst church on earth, after the Roman Catholic Church. A pastor in Ghana is bathing his church members for easy deliverance of the Holy Spirit. Weirdos. The Lord is not dealing with Christianity in all them churches. The Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, man. Because this 99% of bananas in America are pumped with ethylene gas to artificially ripen. Yeah, and I've said many times that the false ripe these fruits. All right. Weird. Madman has to go. Has to go. So yeah. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 45 verse 7. It says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Okay. So it's Yahweh Shema Shai that does all these things, man. Okay. He forms the light and creates darkness. He makes peace and makes evil. Okay. Yahweh Shema Shai is in complete control, man. Alright, Amos 3 and 6 is a precept as well. Look at this. Hopefully it loads up. From RT.com, it tends to always slow on my end. Epstein-linked former UK envoy arrested. Peter Mandelson has been taken into custody on open quote suspicion of misconduct in public office, end quote. See, there's a lot of corruption and evil doing going up in these high places. All right. In Esau's established places, London's Metropolitan Police have arrested disgraced former UK ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, who has been under investigation over allegedly leaking sensitive government data to late financier and convicted sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Footage circulating online shows the ex-diplomat being escorted by detectives out of his home and driven away in an unmarked vehicle. While the arrest was corroborated by the Met, Mandelson was not explicitly named. Okay. See this. Blast unalives police officer in Moscow, 23rd of February this year. It's good to go to these alternative news stations. A police officer has been unalived and 2 others injured in an explosion near the Savyolovsky train station in central Moscow, officials have said. The incident occurred around 12:05 in the morning, local time on Tuesday, when a device exploded after an unidentified individual had approached a police patrol vehicle at Savyolovsky Square, according to an official statement from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. Yeah. All right. Let's get into the scripture. It's book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1. Subheading says, difficult times will come. Indeed, we're in those times. This know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. Perilous going into dangerous. Alright. The men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. See? Yeah, so people are all, all about themselves. They're all proud, right? Okay? The love of many is waxing cold. People are psychotic behaviors, is what's rampant. Yeah? People ain't caring no more, man. At all. Again from RT.com, dated the 24th of February 2026, the year of agents, sellouts, and apostates. It says, Russia exposed plot to blow up Black Sea gas pipelines, Putin. Moscow has learned about plans to bomb the Turk Stream and Blue Stream pipelines that the Russian president has said. Russia is aware of plans to attack trans-Black Sea gas pipelines, the Turk Stream and the Blue Stream, President Vladimir Putin has said. The plot is aimed at jeopardizing the peace process to end the Ukraine conflict, according to the president. Putin made the remarks on Tuesday at a meeting of the Federal Security Service Board, adding that intelligence on plans to attack our gas systems under the Black Sea was obtained. Zelensky demands accession date from EU. Shabbat Shalom.